They
perfect.
can't hear anything. My room is soundproof. You could have sex in this room. You couldn't hear anything. I don't know about that. I've never done that because I'm single.
Hey guys, this is Jim Garrity, president of Gymflix, the backup movie library for Netflix. And you are listening to the Radio Shorty podcast with my son and hero, DJ Hi Kevin.
Just instantly yelling at me. Hey everybody, welcome to the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin. We're going to try and do this one right. Stop laughing. We're going to try and do this one right.
This isn't a serious show.
We're going to take this one ultra serious.
We're going to take this serious. Really?
I mean, I am.
Bro, we're wearing What Up Grand Fam shirts.
What are you saying? That's not serious?
That's the most unserious thing you could do in life, Nate. It's
What Up Grand
fine.
Fam?
I don't want to be serious. Like when I die, I don't want to be like, you know how old people are when they die, you know? I want to be like, I want to do something fun.
You can do that.
But if you want to be serious, let's be serious. Let's do the show. Let's be serious.
Just for one. I want to talk about some seriousness stuff.
Get some serious music.
Because we do prioritize entertainment and humor a lot.
We do.
On the show.
We do.
However, I think sometimes, after having like so the DJ Expo, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go to network and have fun and learn a little bit and entertain ourselves. But for the most part, I just black out one night and then regret blacking out every other night that I'm there. So I just especially going into the DJ collective season this fall, in November, I'm really trying to go there and not just, make a mess of myself the entire time.
Well, the DJ collective and DJ Expo, I feel like are two different,
For sure. And
things.
I think that, I'm happy that the Expo happens first. All due respect to the Expo, but it is a little more of the lifestyle of it. And, it's about, it's literally a fraction of the cost to go there. So
here's what I'll tell you is with the DJ collective in Nashville, you're not going to stay sober. You're in Nashville.
No, I'm not going to stay sober, but if I at least try, You're not going to try. Dude, there's 76 bars on one block. Yeah.
Dude, you're going to, and I'm not making that. I'm not exaggerating.
Right, and I've never been, but Teddy does a good job of keeping me really grounded, just by being there with me, especially at the Expo. We went to, dude, I literally last year I think I slept until after 3 p.m. every single night because I was out until after 6 a.m. every single night.
Because I was leaving last year and I kept texting him yo, I'm leaving. And then I got on the road and at 4:30 I was just at my cousin's house and you're like, hey man, I'm awake. I was like, well, I'm 45 minutes away from you now.
And I had a roommate last year, and shout out to Drew Trufflemo. I don't know how to say his last name.
Truffle.
This is harder than yours.
Truffle butter. Sorry. No jokes. No jokes for taking it serious.
No jokes.
Serious.
Jokes. Listen, we can still have jokes that's. But I do want to. So we. This has happened before, but we like to duocast every once in a while. Actually, I got some compliments from some people saying that the duocasts are sometimes the most entertaining.
This is a duo cast because this will be the second duocast of the month.
Wow. Back.
When I sit down, this is where you just pan back and forth between the two of us, just the silence.
Yeah, but you finish. Go ahead, finish your sentence.
When I sit down,
I
think of things, and I become funny.
Okay. Other elephant in the room. We're wearing the same shirt, which we didn't get to show last time. Jen Nelson with her. Jen, you were right. Don't put them in the dryer. Mine shrank a little bit. Mine went from DJ Hi Kevin size to just in the DJ size.
Nate Nelson gave me a 4XL, so I'm swimming in this one. He thought I was really fat. He's like, here's a 4XL. So I actually washed it and then dried it, and now it's a 2XL, which is still kind of...
Well, I think he gave me a 4XS. I am...
Maybe you got Justin the DJs by mistake.
I think Justin's actually in... Oh, there he is. Hey, Justin.
Is Nepa down there, too?
He's in the shirt. No, Nepa's over here.
He's over there? Oh.
Nepa, just let me know when we need to move to the next segment. Oh, he's giving me the finger roll a little bit. So he just wants us to move on. What we are going to do is I do have a timer up on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're doing this the legit like morning show radio way, where they have 7 minutes.
I just want to see how this goes because we've talked to a couple people. You have a radio friend in the industry that I don't know. Do you want to tell that story? Because we didn't really get to like talk about it too in depth without shooting kamehamehas at each other.
Well, so I talked to him about it after we recorded the duo cast of last week, and we actually sat and looked at our numbers on Anchor, and not the plays, but how long people are like staying. Right. And it ain't good.
Ooh, I did not realize that.
So he does mornings, which is very, that's a very tough show to do, because it's not like a, dad jokes in the afternoon type show where we can dick around and then we play a song. Like, he has to come up with a topic and have phone calls, but he has to do it all within this certain time frame.
Sure.
So, he gave me some advice on, excuse me, on what we can do to tighten the show up. There it is.
Little blurs.
Sorry. What we can do to tighten the show up. He gave me some suggestions on what we had talked about at lunch in Atlantic City, and he kind of was against it, and gave me his reasons why. I don't know if you want to talk about the reasons here, or if you just want to talk about it off air.
I think it would be beneficial to talk about it here. I don't know exactly what you're talking about lunch anyway.
Well, you were drunk the whole time. It was just, you were wasted, just tequila shots.
Was this Land Shark or was this Margarita?
Yep. Margarita. Brian, the waiter, was like, I can't stand this guy.
Poor waiter.
It wasn't Brian at Land Shark.
Brian was Land Shark. I never got the other guy's name because he was I don't think he knew his own name. He was just spinning. But anyway, continue on where you were going. This is what we have to avoid, is our little separate tangents.
Well, it's fine, but he said don't go 10 minutes down your little rabbit hole.
Right.
Do that and then come back.
Mm-hmm. But
we were talking about the show, and I started looking at the analytics. And for any podcasts that are doing their shows, we look at the play, we go, oh man, we almost have 2,500 listens, right? Which is awesome, right?
Sure.
But then you start looking at so I won't say which episode on air because I don't want to call anybody out.
No, we don't want to sandbag anybody specifically. Hell no.
But I looked at one episode. It's 2 hours long. The average listening time is 14 minutes and 13 seconds. After that, out. And you can see it. So if you use Anchor for your podcast, you can literally see it with the dropout, which is crazy because in the radio world, you don't really get those metrics. You kind of do in bigger markets. But for podcasting, you can really break down and go, okay, well, this is what we're doing wrong. This is what we're doing right. And then we looked at some others where we jump right into the interview and we are able to hold them. So if literally right out of the gate, there's, demand, let's interview them for an hour and a half, whatever. We hold them for an hour and 27 minutes. So he was saying, there's where you're holding them. The second they get to hear the person's voice, he's like, now you're doing this 20-minute rant at the beginning. People aren't really wanting to stick around. They just want to hear the person, But he's but if you can hook them and you get them for that hour and 20 minutes or whatever, the person, he's like, and then at the end, if you want to do your kind of 20-minute, how are things going, different random topics, he's like, yeah, just do it there. He's like, then you've already held them for an hour and 20. He's like, if they dip out then, they dip out then. And look, man, Dex, who I'm talking about, who does mornings here in Greenville, he's he eats and breathes this industry, the podcast and the radio world, and he's obsessed in a good way of like
Sure.
what his show is doing. Like what, people messaging him going, hey, I hate the topic, or, he does this, he does like a phone tap type Elvis Duran type bit. People love that type of stuff. So, I definitely, when he talks about stuff like that, I definitely sit and listen, because he's a guy that I absolutely will go, okay, let's sit down and hear what you have to say, and I'm going to absolutely take your advice, because, look, man, he's been doing this for 20 years. And again, I did mornings in Florida, but I was a solo guy, so it's not like I had like a whole team. He's got a whole team of people in the room with him. So, whereas like with this, you've got you, myself, the guest, another guest perhaps. There's a lot of moving parts going on where, like you said, we can start dipping down into those rabbit holes and get off topic.
Yeah.
The one show I listen to where I'm like, how the fuck do they do it so good? And they're so new is Nate and Tony.
Yeah.
Because I get, like, if you kind of notice me talking now, I'm not as hyper. I'm just kind of chill. I'm trying to stay chill, but I don't know why. But for some reason, when I'm on a mic or, on the radio or on a podcast, like, look, man, again, I did that for 20 years. My brain goes to, like, I have to say the most outlandish, it doesn't have to be crude, but even just humorous thing to make the room laugh. That's my job. That's what I did,
Mm-hmm.
And so, Dex was saying, he goes, radio listening is much different than podcast listening.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you don't necessarily have to like have those punchlines every 30 seconds in your 7-minute bit on the radio. Whereas like this podcast is an hour and a half long. Like, let the show breathe. He's like, let it breathe. He's like, literally, there's dead air. You're not going anywhere. You're just having a thought. See what I did there?
I see.
I want to have him on, actually.
Cool.
Because I think he would definitely be able to give a lot of advice for other podcasters that listen, or people that just want to start a show or do a YouTube channel, or he's constantly looking at those analytics. And that's something that, like, I'll be honest, man, I pulled up our YouTube yesterday and I was like, holy shit, we have this many subscribers? I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had not a clue. You kind of handle the YouTube end, and
We're just cranking shit
I'm,
out, man.
Yeah, and
really
I'm dumb when it comes to YouTube, but I want to get better. I've kind of dug into the research of like, SEO behind YouTube and that sort of thing. But yeah, man, like, not that the show's not successful and people aren't enjoying it, but like, how can we then like take all the advice we got from Expo and then like compact it down even more to where, if it's an hour and 20-minute long podcast, perfect. I'll be honest, man. I don't know how the fuck you guys listen to 2 hours and 20 minutes. Some of you do. I looked at the analytics.
Proud of all
like,
of you.
God.
Very proud of all of you for doing it. But
I'm like,
yeah, it's a long time, man. It's a lot of time. And so like, so are you saying that like because we discussed sort of breaking up our episodes, should we completely change that before we even dive into it and just do everything compounded, like interview first and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was saying, he's like, listen, like, now you're giving him one more thing to listen to. Like, what if they just like listen to that 20-minute episode on Tuesday or whatever, and then on Wednesday you release the interview, but then they don't have time, because Tuesday was the day.
Yeah.
And then the other thing he said too, like, we had talked about this, and like, I know we got text messages about the stupid Wiz Khalifa fucking rant we went on, and I broke it down for him and explained like what we did. He goes, "Who cares?" I was like, dude, like, there are people that are going to be listening to that 3 months later, that know what happened.
Right.
He's like, the people. He's like, yeah, you're gonna have your P1s that listen, like, literally what our show came out yesterday, Tuesday. People are tagging us on Instagram that they're literally listening to it an hour after it comes out, right? He's like, dude, you're gonna have your P1s 100%, but that's not everybody, and so it doesn't matter that you know, you're talking about this a week later, because I told him the scenario of like, all right, well, you know, we could record an interview on Wednesday, and then the next Monday we talk about the latest whatever. And he goes, well, it doesn't matter, because he's like, not all listeners listen that way. You know, like, I agree, man. Like, dude, Alex Nappa, I love his show. I haven't listened in like 6 or 7 episodes. Like, I'll sit there, I'll just go through a phase where I'll listen to 4 or 5 in a row. Or Drew and Fuse, love them. You know, during July, I wasn't able to listen, but then on the way up to August, or way up to Atlantic City, on the way up to Atlantic City, I banged out 2 episodes.
Get to play a little catch up.
The one person that's doing it right in this podcast game is Justin the DJ with his social DJ podcast.
20 minutes, bro. 20 minutes.
Dude. And he's so good talking with himself. I can't talk to myself. Like, I can't imagine. And I'm sure he's got notes and stuff on the computer, but like he's so good at like breaking down the bullet points that he's talking about. Then he gives, you know, a couple points of what that is, and then he moves on. So and shameless plug, if you haven't subscribed, go to wherever the Social Cues podcast. So what is it? The Social DJ podcast. Because there's a lot, like, if you notice my Instagram now, like my RadioShorty Instagram, like I'm reeling it up, man. Fucking reeling it up. And it's all, Justin the DJ is 100% the reason why.
All that videos are reels now, man. You just gotta reels. You know?
That fucking, that dude will
talking about that, though, you're right. Like, I think when you are talking to yourself, you have the ability to keep yourself structured. You know, like a lot of times if I'm doing anything by myself, I definitely like almost like create like a separate voice in my head, like, you know, so that like I'm the actor and the producer type thing and director, you know? Yeah. Like, so there's director Kevin that's yelling at actor Kevin to like move things along, which, by the way, let's move things along, because that was a 10-minute timer. So, but that was a good spiel about Dex.
That's what that noise was?
Yeah, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Ripple. It's called ripples when timer ends. Ripples.
So yeah, I just want to take some stuff that Dex had. We want to have Dex on as well, so hopefully we can do that in the future.
That would be sick. So this episode will be coming out on the 23rd, so it is 2 days before Teddy's birthday. So she may not listen on time, you know, but that's okay. So I just wanted to say from myself, if you know, if you're listening to this, then make sure you shoot Teddy a message and say happy early birthday.
Happy birthday, Teddy. Happy birthday, Teddy. We're just going to whisper to you.
Happy. You know, I realize that whispering makes just about everything a little bit funnier, you know.
What is that thing called where they like do the little noise? The AMRSS?
ASMR.
That, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, just imagine that you are under a waterfall. You're hearing the water hit other water. You're looking around and you see leaves on a tree. The tree is breathing just like you are. Imagine you are a tree now. And you're seeing the water hit water, and you're looking at a guy in the water looking at you pretending to be a tree. What the fuck is going on?
Is this going to go for 10 minutes?
No, fuck. Okay. Joe Bunn's calling me right now. Joe, I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
Pick it up and put it on the show.
You want me to pick it up?
Yeah. Pick it up and put it on speaker.
All right. Bun Boy, what's up?
Hi, Kevin.
Yo, just FYI, we're literally recording the podcast right now.
Put me on the mic. Hi, Kevin.
You're already on, bro. You're already on. What's good?
Oh, you want the custom drop? Oh, nothing, man. I'm just trying to sort out Sunday and what we're gonna do. You want to call me back?
Yeah. I'll call you back.
Hey, tell Chuck. Tell him I said Chuck says hello.
He already hung up. I get to see Joe Bunn this weekend, bro.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be in PA.
He's coming out to PA. So yeah, we're gonna figure out what we're doing Sunday.
Joe's a good dude.
Joe's a great dude. This is why I got derailed. What was I talking about?
You're doing ASMR.
Teddy's birthday.
Which I hope that's not a 10-minute segment.
No, it's not. It's not.
Happy birthday to Teddy.
Happy birthday, Teddy.
Slide in her DMs, wish her happy birthday. Send her packages in the mail.
Dude, you didn't get any eggplants, did you?
Your dad? Well, I don't know. I haven't checked my mailbox.
There's just a rotten eggplant sitting there from last Monday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, the office has to deal with it. I mean,
to make this one a little more focused and serious, I wrote down 4 bullet points.
we have a notepad we share, right, with bullet points.
Right. But then you know the stuff ahead of time, and I feel like getting a genuine, from you. So I just I know that there was like a DJ News person going around, and I saw an interview that Chad Allen Blackburn did, the owner of Almost Famous Entertainment out in San Diego.
You know what that means?
And it was, yes, Will Ferrell.
You should be proud of me. That's a movie.
Diego. I am. Dude, we gotta. That's a little side conversation. Let me write it down. Done. So, Chad was talking to the camera about avoiding burnout. And I'm curious, so you as a business owner and working inside of your company as well, I know that you've backed off weddings a little bit. But at one point, I don't know if anyone here knows this, but Shorty used to have a day job, and he worked in the media industry. And he actually worked in the radio industry, so he was on the radio. And that's where the whole RadioShorty thing comes from. So this may be news to many of you. However, I, as a good friend, have done my research before, talking to him, and I know that he used to be in radio. So when you were doing that, you were working weddings, right? You were, yes. Hosting weddings, and you were running your Party Pupils Entertainment.
Yes. I was waiting for the drop. What up? This is Max and Brian.
What's up, baby? This is Max. This is Ryan, and we are Party Pupils, and you're in the mix with our dude DJ. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. That's how it goes.
Ryan tweeted me the other day, by the way.
Oh, nice.
What was the question? Oh, about
I never even really staged a question, but technically you were working like 3 jobs at one point. So how did you balance all that? And we weren't podcasting yet.
No, we had a.
Oh, you have yours, right? Because you have that other one at PPE.
Well, I had. No, so we had a show called the Almost a Show podcast. It was an hour and a half long show. We had like 5,000 followers on Twitter. It was insane. Yeah, bro. We had a massive following, and then the guy that I was doing the podcast with was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it anymore," so we stopped.
I won't lie to you. I have like little nightmares that every day you're going to say that to me. Just be like, I don't want to do it anymore.
There are some Almost a Show listeners that listen to our show, by the way. Anyway.
Cool. Hi, Almost a Show listeners.
We have
Hopefully you're watching.
We had
you can see Shorty.
Almost a Show fam. So this camera sucks. I don't give a shit anymore. So I had the radio stuff. I had the company where I was booking other DJs for, and then booking myself as well. And then the podcast, and then I had a girlfriend. That was. And I had a dog, or I have a dog still.
Percy.
It was a lot, man. It was. It was a lot. It was Monday through Friday. You were at the radio station from business hours. At the time, I was doing nights, so my shift was 7 to 11 p.m. So I'd get in about 3 p.m., then I was supposed to leave about 11 p.m. But then I would have meetings. So, if they would meet at, 5 p.m., I would dip out. I would go to, we had another little office in downtown, so I'd meet them. And then literally, I had a 2-hour window, or an hour and a half window. So, at 6:30, I had to be on the fucking road so I could get back to the studio to do the show at 7 p.m., and then I would DJ on weekends, and I was out every weekend, sometimes Friday, Saturday, Sundays. And so my brother and I, built the company. I couldn't do it without my brother Austin. And I don't know if a lot of people probably think like, oh, I'm just the face of the company, but Austin really, you know, helped kind of climb that mountain as well. So I'm glad that I had that help.
When you say climb that mountain, what do you mean?
Well, like we were using shitty JBLs and fucking, you know, like, bro, if I could pull up a picture, bro, we were the company that had those stupid fucking triangle speaker stand skirt things. You know what I'm talking about? The white ones.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to put 2 uplights behind it and be fucking awesome. That's what I thought.
Bro, at a time, that was like
It was.
game-changing.
It was.
You know? Table scrims,
everybody,
dude.
I fucking hate them now. I'm so glad I have my code. So, yeah, man, it was a lot. You know, you're trying to juggle a relationship. You're trying to juggle, you know, friendships, and you're trying to juggle your business and radio. And so then I got moved from nights to afternoons. And so that shift was 3 to 7. So it was a little easier. My boss, who I love to death, he at least would be like, yo, you know, if you need to meet somebody like 6 o'clock, you can dip out if you need to,
Nice.
and, you know, go to the office. And then COVID happened. So COVID happened, and then they were, like, literally my radio studio was here, like in our wedding office. And that actually changed things, because like then I was kind of able to focus a lot more on the business, because like they weren't really monitoring, like, you know, if I was working 8 hours a day.
Sure.
You know, most of my shit I could get done, you know, before 8 hours. I was still doing production, imaging, that sort of thing, which is like the shit you hear between the music when we're not talking. And then, like, you know, then I got let go. So I was like, all right, well, this is my full-time job now. Like, this is what I do. But I also looked at it like I don't want to be out 80 times a year. Like, I feel like if I focus more on the business and working in the business and elevating my other guys, like, I can make, you know, they can make a ton of money because they're going to get better. I'm going to make, you know, money because they're better, and I can charge more. And and we'll tell that story at the end of the show. You know, I don't know how certain, and there are certain DJs that like work in an industry that do 120 shows a year, or events or gigs or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know how you do it. Like, you told me when you and Demand were kind of busting my balls a little bit, and you're like, hey man, you ready for your July 30th wedding? There's a big wedding coming up, because that was my only one.
2 weeks,
month,
bro.
right?
You got 2 weeks. What are you gonna do?
It was my only one, and our other guys have been working, you know, all month. And so you said to me, you're like, you know, I just don't want you to like lose it, like like, you know, DJing, or like, you know, get rusty. Kevin, I walked into that wedding and I was like, motherfucker, if I suck tonight, it's all Kevin's fault. I was like, it's all Kevin's fault.
Wow, that's a great scapegoat.
Yeah, and I was going to blame it on you. I was going to get on the mic and be like, hi, Kevin, did this.
Make sure they follow me.
But I felt like I actually did better, because I literally spent, you know, a week and a half planning their music, and I was putting folders together, and
Sure.
and I create so I'll create their must plays, but then I'll look at their must plays and I create my own folder. Like,
what do you call that?
I should play. Shit I should play.
Yeah.
Like, so in their little folder, I'm like, okay, well, they had like Miss New Booty, like by Bubba Sparks. So I was like, Yin Yang Twins. Like, I was going down that rabbit hole. So like I had a week and a half of just like literally grinding and like putting music together. It was probably one of the best weddings I've done so far, like ever. I mean, I put a TikTok up. It's got 11,000 views on it,
Nice.
which I will say, like, it wasn't me mixing. Shouts to Scooter for the freaking Party in the USA into the Britney Spears. Like,
Yeah, you
dude,
did give credit where credit's due, though. You know,
yeah, DJs are on TikTok like, yo, that was a badass mix you did. I was like, no. Like, shouts to @DJ Scooter.
reread. Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Plug
follow his
DMS.
Patreon.
You know,
go,
Patreon stuff.
Go pay for his Patreon. But, you know, for your question in hand, like you were talking about burnout, and I think that that's important, where you like, you know, even if you're not the owner of a company and you're still DJing, like you don't own Clock Entertainment. You know, Jason does. So you can't just be like, I'm going to work once a month. you couldn't survive. You got bills to pay.
Yeah.
You got a life to live.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you avoid the burnout? Because for me, it's like, well, my other guys are working for me, and I'm getting, a cut of what they make when they book a wedding. Like, how is it for you?
Dude, actually, first off, I'm just going to compliment you because there's literally 16 seconds on the 10-minute clock. So you just nailed that segue, bro. Shouts to Shorty. He was on radio. I'm going to hit it before the thing goes off. So me avoiding burnout in my position, not really having to do like all the internal stuff is very much my style. I love doing 3 weddings a weekend. I was telling somebody about that last night and their jaw was like on the floor. And I was like, yo, I've done like 5 in a row, 5 events back to back to back, however many times you got to say it. I liked doing that 5 because then 4 looks easier and then 3 looks way easier. And then 2 is just like a walk in the pack,
How is it?
A walk in the pack.
So they say in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Gym
a little north. But it's really just finding ways to like stay motivated and challenging yourself. I think is sort of the thing with me. Is like if I have an available weekend or something like that, then I like to go out and challenge myself with a club or just like a different event. Like keep yourself in Serato, keep yourself on the turntables. I've done some Latin weddings, which I'm very clearly incredibly white. Irish, Italian, German, like as muddy as it gets. But bro, fuck your camera. What are you doing?
By the way, real quick, like segue, or real quick, just like interruption here. I'm going to build like a little studio in here, so it's not gonna be like this forever. Just letting everybody know that. Continue.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, just, I'd like to challenge myself. I like to try to stay busy during the week and have time for appointments and stuff. But then at the same time, like, I love being back on Twitch and doing that. Like, that's super fun, which I'm not canceling this week, but I do have, like, a rehearsal that I have to go to tomorrow night. So it'll be a little bit later. Then wedding Friday, wedding Saturday. And then I get to hang out with Joe Bunn on Sunday,
Dude,
and I just
voice track Twitch.
Huh?
So voice tracks, like where we would do a show when we weren't in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should just record a set on video and then just play it on Twitch like recorded.
Oh, no, I would never do that.
And
Demand did that one time.
Right, yeah. And then you just fake it. Like, shout out to Bob in the chat.
But that's just it. It's like the chat is everything on Twitch. Like I'm messing around DJing, but really the thing is like I want to talk to people while I'm DJing. I've got friends out in the Twitchosphere, that I love to kick it with. But Twitch is a great outlet to stay motivated and stay creative. I think one of the biggest things in my early years was just like when you're hitting wedding after wedding after wedding or other events after other event, like you do 3 weddings and then you got a golf tournament at 7 a.m. on Monday, which is, I've DJ'd a couple of those. Like how do you get up and drag that subwoofer out there and keep smiling while you're getting sunburned from your nose down because all you have is a hat and there's no, tent over you. Like really that, what Chad said in his interview was, I think about all the people that are handcuffed. I'm paraphrasing, I should say. He seemed a little nervous and he kind of stumbled over his words a little bit, which is so cute. That us people that are on mics every single week, kind of still get nervous on it. So he was paraphrased, basically said, people that are handcuffed to the jobs that they decided they thought they wanted to do like 6 years ago, and now they're just stuck in it. We have the ability to do something that we really want to do.
Right.
We have I'd say this to people all the time. I don't care what your job is. There's a 99% chance that mine's cooler and way more fun than yours.
Yeah, I mean,
while still being rewarding,
Yeah, look, man, I know DJs that own companies and they're like, nah, I don't want to DJ. And I'm like, God, how do you not? Like, that's my fucking like I still, it is egotistically rock star mentality. Like we still want that. Like we our personalities feed off that. Like, again, like, man, being in the radio industry and having hundreds of thousands of people listen to you, and back in the day when that's all it was. There was no Spotify, and having the fucking phones light up, and they had chicks talking about they want to come meet you in the studio. Like, listen, man, there's that, there gets that little bit of rock star mentality there.
Yeah.
You know, and then shift to like the wedding industry.
Bro, it's Anchorman.
Like,
you know,
there's a part in my video, the scooter mix I played, the Party in the USA into Britney Spears, where he like drops, you know, for those that don't know, it's like when the Britney song is on, when the Britney, you know, starts looping. So there's like this confusion for a second. You see it in the video. My videographer assistant Sam, he's kind of panning across the room, and then a scooter drops that, you know, Britney piano. And there's this part where the 3 notes drop, and I need to like re-edit it to like zoom in on this girl, because this girl looks at me. I didn't even see her, but she looks at me as though I were Jesus fucking Christ himself. And again, I didn't make the mix. Scooter made the mix. So I'm giving all shouts and props to Scooter. But you see just this, like, her jaw drop. And that's the moment we live for. It really is. I mean,
yeah.
You know, we're not doing this because, like, we enjoy playing Party in the USA 6,000 times a year. You know, or fucking DaBaby, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Lil something. You know, there is psychologically something behind it where that's what our hearts need, right? Like, there are people that I know, man, and again, I don't have kids, I'm not married, you know, I'm living my life and I love my life, but there are people that, like, you know, they have 52 followers on Instagram, they got 3 kids, they got a husband, and they work at fucking, Bob's marketing agency, right? They get paid $35,000 a year and they love it. That's their life, right?
Yeah.
And I think everyone has a different path in life. For me, I can't imagine. Like, if someone said to me, "Hey, we're gonna take away your Toad booth, your Reigns, your S11, and we're gonna put you in a cubicle," I think I'd jump off a roof.
How long do you think you would last in a cubicle?
I've never
Not even a
been in
cubicle.
one.
Imagine you have your own office, but there's just no windows.
Well, I don't have any windows now.
Right, but that's not.
But not like non-DJ, not being in the industry.
Yeah.
Wow. Depends on what I'm doing. Like, I've always
Stop,
enjoyed video.
Stop building a scenario. Answer the fucking question.
Well, I mean, but the scenario's there.
Okay, so you are now. Let's take what my mom does. She works for a financial planning.
No, you don't have to finish the
Euro.
sentence.
I don't fucking know.
I'd run out the door,
bro. So get this. My technical first job was working for my mom, just like ripping open envelopes, reading the first name, last name on it, and then filing. Right?
Yeah.
I think I lasted under 40 hours. All I did was look at these people's monies, like the amount of fucking money that they had in multiple bank accounts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally went to my mom and I was like, "Hey, do we have like all their like email addresses? Can I just email these people and ask them each for like $100 and just see what they say?" And my mom was like, "That's not how this works, Kevin." So I go back to the back room, right, where there's the staplers and the Post-it notes and the mic, and I literally just start like browsing. I'm like, "Man, what do I need for school?" And then she comes like, "Kevin, you're not shopping." There's no way my mom remembers this. It's probably a repressed memory. So then I finally sit down and I start working, and the fan is oscillating, right? So it's like, and I'm just like, "Mom, my eyes are so dry. I don't think I can work here anymore." And I literally, like, I came up with every excuse under the sun to get out of Dodge. You know, I had to have just turned 16. I don't think I was driving yet. Or maybe I was. Maybe I needed a car first so I could get from school to there. But it was just terrible, man. It was so bad.
Just keep talking because it's not. There we go.
Yeah, I guess I have to. I guess it's my turn still.
Yeah, look, man. I think that that's like the biggest thing is like when we were younger, like our parent, and for you, it's you came into it a little later, but me, I was 15 buying DJ gear at fucking pawn shops, bro. Like,
I wish I had started that young.
My parents were like, "What the no? We want you to be a insert office manager here."
Yeah.
Like, they wanted me to not do that. And then the radio thing, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, you talk about like, just stabbing him in both eyeballs. It was like, wait, so you want to be a DJ and then you also want to be in radio? Like, what are we doing here, bro? I remember, man. I mean, I don't know where I was technically going with this, but I remember.
Do you? Do you remember?
I'm
Seems
trying
like
to think
you
of
don't
how
remember.
to tell the story. I'm trying to think of how to tell the story.
Give yourself a chance to pull it together. I mean, that sounded mean. Just give yourself a chance to let me try and prod a little bit here. So my sister's an eye doctor. She just opened up her own practice.
Good for her.
I've got Uplights and SpongeBob behind me.
Wait, what?
She's got 4 kids. I've got 7 legs between 2 cats. And I don't want to make it a competition. I think my sister and I are 2 completely different people. But at one point, it's really hard not to feel like a letdown. And I remember the one moment that like I had where I was like, I think my parents are like really proud of what I'm doing, because if I take you through what I did, I took 5.5 years to graduate 4 years of college. Sure. I got a 2 on one of my AP, on the only AP class I took in high school. I got a 2, which is technically failing. So it basically wasted the entire year of AP chemistry.
Who needs chemistry though?
Bro, my sister got a 5. Fuck you. Like, she's fucking so smart. And I never read the writing on the wall myself. So how was anybody else supposed to read it? I was never like, man, this school stuff's just not like for me. So then I graduate. I try freelancing for a while, doing video, photo work, which goes actually really well. I ended up working for the college I graduated from for a short bit. Came up with some cool videos for them. Then I go into car sales. Yeah, parents are real proud of that. I love you, Bob Hickman. I do, man. But we know what we are, Car sales have changed now, but it was still kind of greasy when I was in it. And then I like stay home and sell cars instead of traveling doing it. And then I become a DJ. But the moment that I was like, holy shit, I think my mom's okay with this, was when she saw me sit down in an office that had my name on the plaque outside. And I met with a couple, and they were like really happy, and they saw my energy like helping people, which I think is really the most important thing. Is like, I heard this at, it was a fairly religious wedding I had this past weekend, where it's just like, whatever you do, just if you're happy and you're making other people happy, then that's the move, for sure. And I think that's one thing that we're very blessed to have in what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know.
True.
I don't know what it's like when your kid says, hey, I want to be a DJ. Of course, now they're like, when you're like, hey, I want to be a DJ, like if you show them a Clock Entertainment or an SCE or a LaForce, right? Or Uptown or myself, I include myself, hopefully, in that.
I include you, absolutely. I was like, if you don't mention yourself, I'll kick you.
But like, they're like, oh, okay. Like, it's a little more glamorous now than it was back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, where it was just like, the guy that DJ my prom, I think probably charged no more than like $450 a time.
Yeah.
Right. And now like, the LaForce guys, I'm sure, are charging, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for their proms, and they're putting in lighting, and they're putting in these, like, they're making it an experience. And so,
crazy.
I think that, yeah, there's probably still a little hesitation when you go to your mom at 17 and go, I want to be a DJ. But now these kids have YouTube, and they can kind of go buy their controller on their own, get on YouTube, and go kind of learn a little bit. And then like they're like, Mom, I want to be a DJ. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, well, wait, listen to this. And they make a mix. They're like, oh, he understands that. And I also think like with college, you're talking about like you made a two? I don't understand that, but like a 2 on your.
That was a high school AP exam is on a 5-point scale, and a 3 is passing.
So, look, one of my cousins, Nathan, is big into Twitch, and obviously, like, he considers you a celebrity. And
Crazy.
I mentioned you at I went to see family after Atlantic City, and he's like, Kevin said hi. I was like, yeah, Kevin said hi.
Yeah, dude,
and his mom and I, Jill, my cousin, we were all talking, and we were talking about college and this and that, and I love her for it because she goes, I don't think college is for everybody. I think that, if you find a career or a career path, especially in today's world where, they can't teach you that in college, then go off and do that. But I will say, I didn't know this, but colleges now have like esports as like a course.
Teams.
Yeah, I didn't know this. So, and I was talking to Nathan about it. We were at a diner and we were talking about Twitch and stuff. And I started like rattling off just like, for me, like my marketing brain goes off, like, how can I make him more money? How can I make his show look more better? Like all this stuff kind of goes off. So like I start just popping off different things, and like Jill, my cousin, and his mom and Nathan are just like staring at me. And then she goes, well, like maybe when he graduates next year, he just comes down for a summer and lives with you. I was like, wait, what? Which would be fine. Like Nathan, I love Nathan. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he is.
But again, like Nathan, my cousin, who's 17, he doesn't want to be a doctor. He doesn't want to be there are certain career paths you have to do to go into college to obviously do. Like my cousin Lily is 18. She's going to college in Jersey, and she's being a nurse. Like, of course, you got to go to college to do that.
That stuff, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, if you're Nathan and you want to fucking do Twitch or your YouTube or this type of stuff, like, I don't know, do what makes you happy. That's. Are we at 10 minutes? Did I hit it again?
I reset it sometime in there. It just actually keeps me active on this. So I mean, like, I guess if we're wrapping up, like Nate did say, wait, it was August 1st. Wait, did I do no streaming last month? I promise I'll stream more in the future, just not feeling motivated. Like this is a 17?
Oh, this is Nathan, my cousin, on Twitter.
Yeah. 16 or 17?
17.
He's 17. So a 17-year-old that's beating himself up about not streaming.
Right.
Like, isn't that just the opposite of what we want? Like at one point I feel like people thought you had to suffer for your job. Like that was part of it. And I don't think
our
that's
parents went through that path of like, I just got to get my 30 years in,
Yeah.
Like, just got to get my 30 years in. I mean, my uncle worked for, not GE, I don't know, some tire company in Jersey. And he was like, I put 30 years in. He put 30 years in and retired. I think he retired at like 47 or 50 or something. And my aunt was like, no, you're not. You got to go get another job.
Yeah, you ain't done.
I was like, wait, what? No. If I'm retired at 50, like, I'm out. So I real estate and some other stuff. But that's yeah, sweet. Man, like our parents and our parents' generation, it was like, my dad worked in a factory and then he was an over the road truck driver. Like they're just putting in their time. They're not doing anything, worthwhile. And I mean, I feel like when it's all said and done for me, when the earth takes me, whenever that is, and they say, hey, your time's up, I'm on. Oh, is that Alex? Tell me not to.
Yeah. Nepa was just rolling his eyes. I was like, yeah, he's just getting depressing again, talking about his own death.
Yeah, but seriously, like, you can lay on your deathbed and be like, yo, I had a fucking awesome life. I got to do everything I wanted to do.
I feel like I could do that today,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine working a cubicle job for 30 years? And then, like, imagine this. You work for 30 years, work a cubicle job, and then fucking 5 years later, you're like, about to die. And you're like, oh, I worked in a fucking cubicle next to fucking Nancy.
That's why people don't trust, in that industry, why people don't trust people that like their jobs. Like the person that walks in like, Happy Monday. Like,
is that Nancy? Happy Monday.
Fuck you, Nance.
Fucking God. Nancy.
Or what was it? Dude, I'm trying not to reference movies. Because someone told me, it was Nate Nelson, told me that Shorty doesn't not know movies I just am a movie snob, and I've really noticed that, dude. I
kind of disagree. Like, I just don't watch movies. There are movies.
So that's part of it.
There
that's
are
definitely
movies
part of it.
you've referenced that I should get. And
I try to keep them pretty,
Yeah, like Top Gun, Like, I don't know what the fuck Top Gun is. I don't know.
Yeah, but then, like, like, if you don't... You said you've seen Indiana Jones, like,
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, we were in Fortnite last night, and I think Bird was like, "Oh, it looks like Indiana Jones." I was like, "I don't know." What that is.
Dude, yeah.
Well, and that's my favorite thing now to do is like that's my
Harrison
move.
Ford and a bunch of Dragon Ball Z characters, like. Oh man, I don't know, man. But I just.
Yeah, Nancy coming in every Monday, like.
You can't trust that person, but you do trust the DJ that comes in and is happy. Like every time I talk to the couples that I get to work for, that I get to work with, I'm happy to be there. Honestly, I gotta get nervous for just Zoom meetings because I'm just like, man, I really hope that they like me and that like I can make them happy. Like that.
Yeah, because like you're, I'm with you with that. Where like I walk away and I'm like, all right, I hope they book. All right, I hope they want me. Because now we're also in this kind of like, we kind of have this model where like we're just now sending them to the DJ. Like, hey, you meet him. And honestly, Doug even said, he's like, bro, I love that. He's like, from start to finish, now I know the couple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get an idea of what they're looking for. That's huge. And and so to pull it all full circle, whatever you do, if you don't love it, maybe find a way to love it. But Chris Cruz said it best right here on our podcast, which was, I just don't do the things I don't like to do.
It's such a bold statement. I love it.
It's so bold, but it's so spot on. It's amazing. So we got like, to keep this about an hour, we've got a little under 10 minutes. I just wanted to say at that 27-minute mark where I just obnoxiously laughed into the microphone, Shorty, you stole Preston's sandwich and he came into your office to get it.
Yeah, so we share the office with photographer, videographer, which I love that because like I'm in here doing my work, but if I need to escape, we just go out there and dick around. And they've got Jersey mics, which by the way is Jersey mics is a thing in New Jersey, right? Like it's like
it's a thing pretty much everywhere.
It's like the shore, like kind of near the shore, maybe I don't know.
Like Jimmy John's,
kind of like that, yeah. So they get Jersey mics, and I literally walked out to Preston. And like him and Nathan are talking, and I was like, "Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's crazy." And I just started like joining in the conversation. I just pick up a sandwich slowly and I bring it in. He 20 minutes goes by. And he finally realized it was a
little sleight of hand there, bud.
Is it on camera? Do you think? I wonder if. Caught. Okay.
It did. I saw him.
That was funny.
Yeah.
So this new format here. Are we doing dad jokes at least, or have we done everything?
Yeah, no. I mean, we're still telling dad jokes. So, a little.
He just threw the trash bag in my face.
Dude, what timing, Preston? And he can't hear anything on that side of the, like he doesn't even know that we were talking about. I mean, can hear your voice, but
that was perfect.
They
can't hear anything. My room is soundproof. You could have sex in this room. You couldn't hear anything. I don't know about that. I've never done that because I'm single.
I know. We'll talk to him.
Is Alex telling me to?
Nepa's rolling his eyes. No, he's just like, here we go, depression again. He's monitoring with headphones over there. He's my producer.
My favorite is I love that Nepa drives all the way from Ohio to you to be our producer.
Do you think Nepa lives in Ohio?
Isn't that where he's from?
Dude, he's a Penn State guy.
Oh, he fucked the chick from Ohio.
All right. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
now we're back
the elevator.
Now we're back to the old game. All right. Yep. So a little, what do you call it in the newspaper when someone dies?
Obituary
to what the wish is that. Hang on, let me play my music real quick. We gotta. That's not the right music for an obit.
This is the most upbeat obituary music.
Hey, everyone, just wanted to say goodnight to what the wish is that eternally. I did have some more. I just think it's kind of lost its edge,
Yeah.
And
it was our feedback from Expo. that and I agree. Like, if you're not watching the show, you have no fucking clue. Like, I'm talking about dick and dongs and shit, and you're just listening. Like, what?
Yeah, and I think to listen, you can like have us on in the background while you're driving, while you're working out, while you're doing laundry, while you're cooking, whatever. But as soon as we get to that point, you're just like, man, I'm even going to turn my ears off because you're just not feeling it. So so we are trying to make this a little more audio friendly. Still going to put videos up, just only on YouTube, so that the smoothness of Spotify works a little bit better. Because I had so many issues listening to some video podcasts this past week, specifically for some reason. I was like, that's definitely a big sign. Dad jokes still work.
Spotify fixes that.
Yeah.
So we are killing What the Wish officially.
So we have killed What the Wish. So
it's a sad day.
If you still like it, maybe we'll just play What the Wish is that, but just do like I don't know, man. We've been thinking so much. Oh, there's the sticker. I got one of the bricks right here. So imagine 912 of these in a suitcase, and that's what Shorty showed up to the. Visual. We're literally doing visual just now.
Fine. No, that's fine.
Just now.
You're describing a brick of stickers. They understand what that is.
It's a bricker.
But when you start putting like the jewel
Visuals
cooler, then we got to really explain it. Yeah. Also, if you want a sticker, I thought of an idea. So just DM us like your address and shit.
DM us, and we'll get an address and we'll send some stuff out. Yeah. Love it. Stickers. But dad jokes. Still
so
kicking.
Dad jokes are still a thing because every Thursday on B93.7 we used to do Dad Joke Thursday, and it was a hit. People loved it, and then they fired us. So
I love that now I'm also fired.
You were.
I also got fired from radio. I was never employed. However, I did get fired.
You got fired with me. They said they were like, so you and Kevin, who's not on payroll, will get fired.
That Kevin guy.
The Kevin guy.
Get him out. Get him out.
And I was like, but I thought we were giving him like concert tickets in Philly, and they're like, fired.
I got nothing from that. I don't
care. All right,
care.
Stat jokes. Let's wrap it up for. We're gonna get right at an hour. This is amazing.
It's amazing, and you're gonna get out on time for your haircut.
Get my haircut done. Got my
already got mine cut.
What up, Grand Fam shirt on.
By
the way, the show is brought to you by gamer-fuel.com.
Oh, here it is.
I don't know what he's doing.
Fuel,
gamer-fuel.com.
baby. This is my favorite shaker. I'm still in love with their products. You guys know I use the big brain stuff daily. I overslept today, had some brain fog, but that pretty much cleared it up. I made it to my haircut only 20 minutes late. He still cut my hair because he's my man, Lee, out in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania.
I thought that was going to be your dad joke.
No, my dad joke.
Use promo code DJ Hi Kevin. Check out dad jokes here on the Radio Fam podcast with DJ Hi Kevin.
DJ Justin Kevin.
Justin the DJ.
Did you hear?
I'm deaf.
They're not making 12-inch rulers any longer.
That was good. I'll give that one a 9.
A 9?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, is that your only one, or you got more?
Oh, shoot. Okay, no, that was good. No, I've got another one. One. And then I'm actually going to dig up a third one because I know I sent it to myself. Okay. But to buy myself some time, I started telling everyone about the benefits of eating dried grapes.
Okay.
It's all about raising awareness.
Oh, man. You had me on the first one. I'll give you the little rim anyway, but I'm going to say like a 6.5.
Okay. Bro, I don't lose.
Well, be careful on your third one.
Oh, okay. Well, so
it's dad joke here on the Radio Shorty podcast.
It's dad joke.
Hi, Kevin.
You have to cut yourself off from saying Thursday.
Did you hear me? I always said it.
It's that.
My favorite was when I had to do the fucking keyword and the dad joke and everything all at once. I was like, don't forget to text BUG, B-U-G, to 72881 to win $1,000. Right now it's Dad Joke Thursday on the B93.7.
What generation does Forrest Gump belong to?
What generation, ladies and gentlemen, does Forrest Gump belong to? I am going to say the Bubba Gump generation.
Do you listen to your responses before you say, like, do you hear them in your head? No. You just said the Bubba Gumperation. That's it, Shorty. That's the punchline, dude. Huh?
Wait, what?
What'd you say?
Say it. What was it? The Bubba Gump was in the movie.
He was? Yeah. Bubba Gump Shrimp. No, I got that. I got where that's coming from. What generation does Forrest Gump belong to? Gen A.
Got it. It was like a 5. It's just because I messed the joke up, so I'm docking points at this point.
I think it's so much funnier what he did. You want one more? I got a bonus one.
Do it quickly.
All right, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Nah, you got to. Now you got to. Do it.
Okay.
Go.
3 moles are moving down a
3
tunnel.
moles. Moving down a tunnel.
The first mole says, "I smell sugar." The second mole says, "I smell cinnamon."
Okay.
The third mole says, "Weird, I only smell molasses." Molasses. They're going down a tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm cutting that.
Don't forget the show brought to you by gamer-fuel.com. Use the premium promo code DJ Hack. Check and win $1,000.
No, 15% off. Try.
Are you not going to win $1,000?
Just try
nationwide.
Just try.
Text the nationwide keyword to DJ HIKEVIN to win $1,000.
Don't forget our phone number.
Yeah, it's I forget it.
God damn, we suck. Here it is.
It's 341 46 K
Kevin
E
Ev
V
Viv
N.
Ive N.
We do have, by the way, we do have your voicemails. We're working on trying to figure out how the fuck to play those. So we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Demand, we'll get to it. We love you, buddy.
46 Kevin, leave a voicemail. Hey, thanks for listening to the show, the Duo Cast. We love you guys. We appreciate seeing everyone at DJ Expo a couple weeks ago. Anything else we need to add, or is this it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, also thanks to Logan Smith, who peed on our podcast, who gave me the last Lux Entertainment hat he had at DJ Expo in Atlantic City.
They're like leather.
Dope.
They're sick.
Also, shout out to RCF for giving me a hat as well. And their speakers are fucking badass.
God, I can't wait till I get mine.
And shout out to the Bun Booth.
Shout out to Joe Bun with my booth, baby. Oh my God, I'm so happy with it. So happy. I'm actually going to go play with it.
Oh boy. And shout out to my camera for sucking. Other than that, we're done. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to follow us on the socials at Radio Shorty Podcast. And we love you. Bye.
Radio Shorty and DJ Hi Kevin. Love you guys.
Goodbye.